going to be showing you guys how to auto AFK slash macro the brand new coconut farm to where you can get rebirths pretty quick and have no problem getting those eggs. So if you guys do enjoy this video, then make sure to smash the like button and click the subscribe button as well to support the channel, because I would greatly appreciate it. So thank you if you do. Also, if you really enjoy pet catchers, trading, entering giveaways, and just overall want to be a part of my wonderful community, then make sure to join my Discord server by clicking the link in the description down below. Also, one more thing before we get into this video, you guys know what time it is. It is giveaway time. So I'm going to be giving away one shiny Symphony, which is a tier 1 from the Atlantis rotation, to one lucky winner out there. To enter this giveaway, all you gotta do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your Roblox username in the comment section down below. Best of luck to you guys. I hope you win. Now enough yippity yapping, let's get into this video. I do want to put a quick disclaimer out there and just let you guys know the video I'm about to show you of the method and everything, the whole step-by-step process, is not made by me whatsoever. It's actually made by a good friend of mine named Jake. So thank you, Jake, so much for making this video specifically for me, where I can share it to you guys so you guys don't have to struggle on auto rebirthing slash macroing anything to do with the Coconut Island. So thank you again, man. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, enough yippity yapping. Let's get into the actual video and get started. But before we do that, I do need to run through a couple steps to help you guys and give you some pretty good tips on how to get this method to work properly and to make sure it doesn't mess up when using it. Okay, so the first step is that this method will definitely take a while to set up. There will always be a chance of it failing because of the constant movements during your recording that will have a good possibility of messing up over time. The second tip is that you always want to start and or end your recording off from Tiny Task on top of the rebirth button itself. Make sure to definitely do this because it will mess up your recording if you don't, and it will pretty much go all over the place, and well, you have to record it again. Tip number 3 is whenever you see that you have an available upgrade, wait an extra few seconds for the variation in case of a lag or anything possible. What that means is if you have enough currency or you don't, you will pretty much have to sit there and wait until you have that currency for that specific upgrade, and then you can walk into it further. And if you do end up having the currency, it could lag once you walk over the button. So just stand there a little bit and just make sure that the button is there and able to go over it. Tip number 4 is that you need to make sure that you have a good enough team. For this method to work, you need to have a pretty good team, enough to where you can max out pretty much your tycoon and your rebirth button. What I mean by that is the last upgrade here should say that it costs 163.8 million coconuts. That means that it's completely maxed out and that amount will never change because it's capped at that amount specifically. Same with the rebirth button. Once you know it's capped, it will be exactly 50 million each time. So that means that it will never go forward, and well, it's capped at 50 million. So you definitely need to make sure that the tycoon is maxed out and the rebirth button is as well. Other than that, the method will not work properly. And I also do want to put a disclaimer out there that this method is not for newer players, and you also need Tiny Task downloaded. The last and final tip is to make sure to only use this method when you're going to AFK. Don't use this method if you're at your computer and able to grind out rebirths, because hands-on is going to be a lot better than this recording and the macro setup. So just grind out the rebirths by yourself, because you'll definitely see a lot better results than just starting up that macro, because like I said before, it's a whole process when setting it up, and there's a good chance it's not going to work properly. Now that we got all the tips out of the way, I just want to make sure you guys understood this whole process, so sorry for, yapping all away. But now let's get into the video so I can show you guys a step-by-step process. Okay, so we got the video pulled up. As you can see, he starts on the rebirth button. Like I said before, you need to make sure you start and end on the rebirth button once your recording's done and or start your recording. So from here, he's going to take a left right on over to the equip best button. You need to make sure you buy your first tycoon, but you need to make sure you hit the equip best button every single time. He's now going to go over to the second tycoon. He's going to buy it and not add a pet. He's just going to click the X button, and he's going to head back over to the equip best. Now you need to also make sure that you do not change your camera angle during this recording, because it will mess up 100% and it will have you move all over the place. So you definitely need to make sure that camera angle is steady and in the same exact position. But as you can see, he keeps going over to each tycoon and buying them because he knows the amount that he's able to make per second. But either way, he heads right back on over to the equip best button once he's done buying that tycoon, and he's also dodging the buttons as well. You need to make sure you do dodge the buttons, or you'll get that change/remove UI to pop up just like so. So you don't want that to happen. Just make sure you dodge the button. But as you can see, he's going back to each tycoon, buying them, and then clicking the X, and then walking right back over to the equip best button. Now, like I said before, this will all depend on your team. So you need to know how much you make per second. And once you make a recording for how much you make per second, you cannot change your team afterwards. Because if you then start making more per second after recording's already done, then it's going to mess up the whole process that he's about to do right now. So as you can see, he does not have 81 million coconuts, but that's what the next tycoon costs. Well, he's actually going to sit right in front of that tycoon and wait until he has that exact amount. Once he has that amount, he's going to repeat the same process, but this is also in the recording as well. So your character will stand in front of the tycoon that you need to wait for until you have enough currency, and then you just walk on into it and then buy the tycoon and then do the whole process over. So he now has enough. He's going to walk into the tycoon and do the same exact thing. Click the X and walk right back over to the equip best. He's going to do the same exact thing for the maxed out tycoon as well, which is the last one before you can rebirth, which is 163 mil. So he doesn't have it yet. He's going to stand here until he has enough. So we're going to go and skip ahead of this video until he has enough, and then he will buy the same exact tycoon and do the same process. So as you can see, he has enough. He's going to walk into it and he's going to click the X. So now his rebirth button is ready to go. He's going to go over to equip best, equip the last thing, and then he's going to head right on over to the rebirth button. He does not have 50 million yet. He only has 20 mil. So he's going to stand here and wait until he has enough for the rebirth. Once he has enough for the rebirth, he's going to walk into the rebirth. And once he walks in, he's going to click rebirth, and then he's going to click claim. And then that's where the recording stops, where you can just continue the process over and over again and don't have to do anything. Like I said before, you need to make sure that you do the recording with the amount that you have per second, and then do not change your team whatsoever. If you plan on changing your team, then you're going to have to change your recording up, and you're going to have to record the whole process over again. But I'm going to keep saying this over and over. This process is definitely a pain to set up, and there's a lot to it. So if you don't understand it, it's totally fine. But like I said before, this process is definitely a pain to set up. There's a lot of technical stuff when it comes down to setting it up, but you just need to make sure you do everything right, and it should work perfectly fine for you. If you have any questions about it, definitely let me know in the comment section down below, and I will also link the full video of the whole setup in the description down below, so you guys can watch it and, you know, pause it whenever you need to, and just pretty much learn how to set it up properly to where it works perfectly fine. But that's pretty much everything to auto farming / macroing the new rebirth system, where you guys can get those rebirth eggs with no problem at all. Once again, this method is not for newer players, so make sure you are an experienced player and have both the tycoon and the rebirth button fully maxed out. But that's going to conclude this method. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully you found it helpful. If you guys have any questions regarding this video and or pet catchers in general, then let me know in the comment section down below. Without further ado, this is the end of the video, so make sure to smash the like button, click the subscribe button, and click the notification bell to never miss an upload. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Peace out, everybody.